Walmart uses virtual reality before promoting workers. When some Walmart store workers want to apply for a higher paying manager role, the company fits them with a $250 virtual reality headset to see if they are the right candidate for the job. The country's largest private employer is using a VR skills assessment as part of the selection process to find new middle managers. Watching how workers respond in virtual reality to an angry shopper, a messy aisle, or an underperforming worker. VR training is becoming more common in a variety of industries to educate a large number of workers quickly or assess the technical ability of highly skilled workers like electricians or pilots. But Walmart's use of the technology to gauge a worker's strength, weaknesses, and potential is significant because it pushes VR evaluation out to a massive hourly workforce and in some cases helps determine who gets raises and who gets demoted. What we're trying to do is understand the capacity of the individual from a leadership perspective and how they view situations, said Drew Holler, Walmart's Senior Vice President of Associate Experience. Walmart executives hope the technology will limit bias inherent in many traditional hiring decisions, increase diversity, and reduce turnover among its 1.5 million U.S. employees in a tight labor market. Reactions to angry shoppers, messy aisles, help retailers pick middle managers. The assessment yields a color-coded report for hiring managers that describes strengths, weaknesses, perhaps weak leadership skills, but strong knowledge of the fresh produce department that can help determine promotion decisions or the need for additional training, said Mr. Holler. Walmart started using virtual reality training broadly last year, adding headsets in the back room of all 4,600 U.S. stores to train over 1 million workers how to stock shelves or use new online pickup machines. In one training meant to encourage empathy, workers see through the eyes of a cashier and then inhabit the view of a dad with his son as they hold up the line by carefully counting change only to find they don't have enough. Other companies are also employing virtual reality. United Parcel Service, for example, is using the technology to stimulate the experience of driving its iconic brown delivery trucks before new drivers hit the road. Genentech, a division of Roche Holdings AG, is using virtual reality as a training tool for eye surgeons in a clinical trial that executives expect will be the beginning of widespread use of the technology. Walmart recently has expanded beyond training, now using VR for assessments. These have been given over to 10,000 workers so far as part of a new store management structure rolling out to some uh, previous recordings remain with Big Machine. Nope. Okay. Some stores that reduce the number of managers to earn those high-paying jobs. Workers take the VR assessment and undergo more traditional evaluation by management and workers. Earlier this year, Walmart employee David Arias earned a promotion to team leader and a 10% pay raise after using the VR evaluation. I scored pretty evenly both in ability to train and the ability to lead, said the 32-year-old, who has worked for Walmart for 12 years and was previously a training coordinator at a supercenter in Economy, Pennsylvania. Walmart's use of VR reflects broader efforts by employers to quickly but fairly gauge workers' ability as job workers, as job changes due to automation and other factors, says Stacy Philpott, head of Deloitte's leadership practice. It's really important that companies do a better job of assessing potential, she said. As Walmart began to use VR to evaluate workers, it can use the data to identify how certain traits correlate with performance, said Jeremy Bailenson, founding director of Stanford University's Virtual Human Interaction Lab and co-founder of Strivr, a Menlo Park, California-based company that designed Walmart's virtual reality training. We know how high performers act, and we can match that, he said. When designing the training, Walmart aimed to learn how candidates prioritize different tasks or how they communicate with coworkers in times of conflict, said Michael Casale, a cognitive neuroscientist who is Strivr's chief science officer. Walmart managers completed real-life performance assessments for hundreds of candidates who took early VR evaluations to verify accuracy and build the first iteration of the algorithm that scores workers, he said. For now, scores are based on how workers answer questions in VR. But Strivr and Walmart are moving towards integrating a worker's body movements and attention data collected in VR, which early research shows gives a more accurate and complete picture of future performance and a candidate's soft skills, said Mr. Casale. That data isn't yet used in scoring, he said. The use of body movement data to predict personality and potential could have pitfalls if workers aren't given other ways to prove their worth, said some training experts. Workers become high potential employees for many reasons, including training, experiences, opportunities, and access to mentors. Characteristics of VR assessment may not be able to fully capture, said Andrew Gadomski, Managing Director of Recruiting and Workforce Analytics from Aspen Analytics. No one's got a silver bullet, he said. VR is a touch point in our selection process. It's not a disqualifier or mandatory part of the promotion process, said Beth Nagal, Walmart Human Resource Market Manager for the Pittsburgh area, which is using the tool. So far, VR has sustained what we as a manager see in someone as potential. Strivr doesn't use VR assessment in its own hiring process or promotion decisions, said Mr. Casale. I think it's something we will explore in the near future on an experimental basis.